Don't give me hope.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and we have hope. Not for the 2022 season. Don't get me wrong. That ship has sailed a long time ago, way before this series started. But we've hope for the future of this Red Sox team because, like I said in my last series recap, I'm no longer judging a series by their wins and losses because at this point in the season, wins and losses for the Boston Red Sox do not matter. What I'm going to focus on going forward for how a series is measured is individual performances and team performances, how they did as a conclusive unit and how individual people have improved on their game going forward for the rest of the season. And this series was great in terms of individual performances, and that's what we're talking about today. We're going to be talking about everything that went down in this Baltimore Orioles series. We're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and we're going to talk about how those individual performances are giving me hope for the future of this Red Sox team. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps out a ton, would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. We're going to start with the offense in this series. One, because if we're talking about potential for the 2023 Red Sox, offensively, they have a ton, but two, because it seemed like the Red Sox took out their entire season-wide offensive struggles and frustrations about their performances on one singular person, Jordan Lyles. They absolutely destroyed him in his start. So we're going to start there. And if we're talking about 2023 and beyond and what's giving us hope for those seasons, Rafael Devers has to be at the top of that list. He is the centerpiece of this team. He's the best baseball player on this Red Sox team, and he's been struggling a lot lately. In fact, August was the worst month of Rafael Devers' career, so to see him in this series hit a grand slam, have a 5 RBI game, have a hit in another game, really kind of come back to where he was before August is fantastic news. Like I said, individual performances are huge, and Rafael Devers' individual performance in this series gives me a lot of hope for the future of this Red Sox team. And if we're talking about centerpieces, obviously we have to talk about Xander Bogaerts. Now, his future isn't exactly sturdy for this 2023 team, but it is good to see Xander Bogaerts start hitting with power again, which has been missing from this 2022 team all year. He had another home run in this series, which ended up being the only 2 runs in the first game, and he hit the sac fly in the last game of the series, which ended up being the only run in the entire game. So yeah, Xander Bogaerts' power swing is starting to come back, and that is huge for the Red Sox if they decide to do the right thing and extend Xander Bogaerts. We heard in an interview after the game on WEEI, and I'm paraphrasing here because I don't have the exact quotes yet, and that is that Xander said that, hey, I'm focused on the last 20 games of the season. I'm working pitch by pitch. I'm not worrying about anything else because at the end of the season, we don't know what's going to happen and it might get emotional. And to me, that's not a good sign, but I've been stressed about Xander Bogaerts since the minute that this 2022 season started, so I could be reading into that. Either way, if we're talking about 2023 and we're talking about centerpieces, Xander Bogaerts should be a part of that. But anyways, let's get back to talking about guys who are definitely a part of the 2023 team, and that is Alex Verdugo. Again, another guy who had his struggles this year, but has been on fire lately. He had another couple of doubles in this series, a couple of RBIs. He's inching closer to that 300 mark that I think we all kind of expected him to be at this year. And I don't think we're seeing the best of Alex Verdugo yet. I still think there are places for him to go and excel in. And I'm starting to see that sort of come together in the final weeks of this season that I'm hoping he sort of brings into 2023. I really like Alex Verdugo, and I think he can really be a true piece to this future Red Sox club. And what we're seeing right now is sort of the start of that. I also think he's a guy who's really going to benefit from these MLB rule changes, specifically the shift ban. The next guy I want to talk about is Christian Arroyo. If we can go into the 2023 season with Christian Arroyo kind of being the everyman, the utility guy of this Red Sox team, I think we did something right. If Christian Arroyo's in that starting lineup, I think we missed out on some guys during the offseason, but as a utility man, Christian Arroyo will excel. I'm also curious to see if he takes a chunk of ABs at the DH position once we kind of clear it up with JD Martinez going, because I really don't see the Red Sox re-signing JD Martinez. Either way, Christian Arroyo had another home run in this series. He continues to be red hot at the plate again. Another guy who I'm really excited to see in this 2023 season. And another guy whose individual performance lately has given me hope that the Red Sox will be better in 2023. Connor Wong had an RBI in this series. So far since he's been up this year, he has a positive OPS plus and a near positive WRC plus. He's also been great defensively. He threw another guy out in this series trying to steal a base, and I'm actually starting to get pretty excited about Connor Wong. I was never never really excited about him. I didn't think there was a ton of potential there, but seeing him at the big league level, seeing that swing, seeing him behind the plate has gotten me excited about seeing Wong in the future. I could see the Red Sox deciding to, hey, we're going to split time between McGuire and Wong in 2023. And honestly, right now, I'm kind of okay with that, depending on the other moves that the Red Sox make. Kike and Story had a very similar series. They both had RBI singles. They both had a couple RBI singles. Kike Hernandez made a fantastic play on the field where he robbed Ryan Mountcastle of a home run. Trevor Story had a fantastic play on the field where he robbed a light hit where he was leaping backwards and falling onto the ground and making a circus catch. And these guys, we both know, are going to be vital to a 2023 team, but seeing them truly perform at their best is fantastic to see. I could see Kike breaking out a little bit in this last month now that he kind of knows where he's going to be next year and he's not playing for a contract and has a ton of pressure on him. So I could kind of see that breaking out for the last month or so of this season. But either way, these guys are going to be centerpieces of this 2023 club. Like I said, we're basing this on individual performances. Yes, there were games where this entire Red Sox team faltered, where Xander was the only one to drive in runs, but at the same time too, individuals had great games in this series, and that's what matters to me, and that's what is getting me excited about this Red Sox offense. When they are clicking on all cylinders and guys are combining their individual performances into one cohesive unit, they score a lot of runs, and that is a good sign for the future of this Red Sox club. But it wasn't just hitting in this series, so let's talk about the pitching as well. We talk about Brayan Bello a lot on this channel as being a part of the future of this Red Sox team, and this latest start is exactly why. He was absolutely dominant for, I would say, 90% of his start, and while there was 10% where he did get really shaky at the end, I think those are issues that you can fix, especially with him being so young and so new to the league. He ended up going 5 1/3 inning, allowing 3 and striking out 7. His changeup is a true masterclass, and if we're talking about people that give you hope for the 2023 season, Brayan Bello has to be towards the top of that list. In terms of pitching, he's the guy I'm most excited to watch going forward for the rest of 2022. For the rest of these guys, some of these veterans, right, the rest of this year, now that they're kind of pretty much out of playoff contention, they're going to be used as a tryout of sorts. Guys who aren't under contract are going to be going out and trying to get a contract either with the Red Sox or someone else, and Michael Wacha is at the top of that list right now. In his latest start, he went 6 innings, allowed 3, and struck out 5. I'm a guy who wants Michael Wacha back for the 2023 season. I don't want him for a long-term contract, but one more year of Wacha while we're still trying to fully piece together our starting rotation, to me, isn't a bad idea. There are people online who are talking about his peripherals and how there's natural regression that's coming and he isn't truly pitching that well. He's getting lucky, but people have been saying that all year and expecting regression all year, and it just hasn't come yet. So I don't know if he's truly been lucky for the entirety of 2022 or he's pitching to contact and doing it well. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of Michael Wacha and his contract situation? The last guy in this series to go was Rich Hill, who had a good outing. He went 5 innings, allowed no runs, and struck out 7. He's been doing really well lately, but I simply don't think he's going to be part of the future plans for this Red Sox team. Now, the bullpen has been an issue for the Red Sox this entire year. It's something that we focused a lot on this channel. It's something that pretty much every Red Sox analyst and fan has been talking about this entire year. So when it comes to individual performances, I focus on the guys who are definitely going to be a part of this Red Sox team going forward, and they had a great series. John Schreiber had a great outing. Garrett Whitlock had a great outing. Matt Barnes had a great couple outings, actually. He kind of seems like he's back a little bit. Zach Kelly had a great outing. These guys who are going to be pieces of this Red Sox bullpen going forward had great outings in this series, and dare I say it, it gives me a little bit hope for this Red Sox bullpen. Now, I'm not saying that this Red Sox bullpen will be great in 2023 without adding anybody. No, they still have a lot of work to do for this bullpen, but to see the guys who are going to be a part of this team for a while do really well is exactly what we want to see coming out of the bullpen for the rest of 2022. They also did release Hirokazu Sawamura during this series, so maybe that's an addition by subtraction, something like that. Either way, I'm as surprised as you are that I'm saying this, but the performances of the Red Sox bullpen in this series gave me hope. Like I said at the beginning, it was nice that the Red Sox took 2 out of 3 games in this series, but we're all really focused on individual performance and development for the rest of the year. I think the Red Sox proved a lot of that in this series. You had Devers coming back, you had the bullpen looking great, Brayan Bello slowly getting better and better every single start, and those are things that should get you excited, and it's okay to be excited about this 2023 team because of those things. Yes, there's a ton of question marks, but all in all, I'm excited. I really do think this 2023 team will be better than what we saw saw in 2022. But we're going to have to wait and see. I'm going to be entirely stressed for the next 2-3 months, however long it takes for Xander Bogaerts to make a decision. So that is something that I will be focusing on. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of this Red Sox series? What do you think of the individual performances? What do you think of the team performances? What did you think of this series in general? And who are you most worried about coming into the offseason that you think the Red Sox should extend? Is it Xander? Is it Waka? Is it Eovaldi? Let me know all your thoughts on the Red Sox free agents down below. As always, if you've made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, like I said at the beginning, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day, regardless of if they win 162 games or lose 162 games. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps out a ton, would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seat.